action. Mine as well. So like today, I'm in the office since morning because I hope Uniza punya laju lah. Yeah, it's raining. So stay safe. Yeah, it's raining. Okay, I'm going to share. Not share content. Okay. Now I guess that I've given this one to you guys. This is the plot of what we're going to cover in language learning and teaching. And I guess you guys have this copy, correct?
Yes.
Yes, madam.
Okay. Okay. So maknanya in terms of chapter apa tu, in terms of age factor, three perspective ni kita dah cover kita dah cover, age pun kita dah cover. So age is considered the first three chapters. Can you see?
Yes, madam.
Okay. Yes, good. Okay, yes. Thank you, Zulaika. Okay, now I want you to look at the second column because the first column on age factor, this one will be tested for quiz. Now, your psychological factor, the psychological factor. So, dia ada 4 faktor. There are 4 factors involved when we talk about language learning and teaching. Ada 4 faktor. It is the age factor, psychological factor, socio-cultural factor and linguistic factor. So there are 4 factors. Okay. So we have covered the age. Now we are going to look at psychological factor. So psychological factor involves, okay, the first topic, which is this one is in chapter 4. I cannot type here. Can I type here? This is in chapter 4. Okay, this is in chapter 4 that you will cover about the general human learning. Okay, in terms of behavioral, cognitive, the social, what are the fundamental concepts, learning aptitude, intelligence, learning theories in classroom. Okay, and then in the next chapter, which is chapter 5. Chapter 5, is it in chapter 5? You will look at the individual, your own self. Okay, your own self. You're looking at your learning style. What are your learning style when you're learning language per se? Okay. Okay. The learning style involve individual differences, involve learning style, autonomy, self-regulation. What are the strategies that you apply the most? Okay, so tadi the general, this one the general part, okay, and then looking at individual in terms of your learning style. Okay, this is something that you can see. Okay, all right, and then your affective. Affective, it's like the dalaman, the inner being of yours when learning the language. It involves, macam dah jumpa kan benda ni kan? It was covered in the first 3 chapters. All the affective factors, the self-esteem, the anxiety, empathy in language learning, ada ke? Then your personality type, what are your motivation, intrinsic or extrinsic motivation, ni. Okay? Alright, so ada tiga, there are 3 big chunk in assessing psychological factor. So yang ni we try to cover. I don't know, have you read this one? Have you read or not?
I have scanned it, madam.
You've read? Wow, okay. Okay, so this one, the psychological factor yang ni, this one involve I tak bagi you the course outline. Okay, nanti I bagi. So the topic chapter 4, chapter 5, chapter 6, this one covers your first assignment. which is individual. So I want it to be in the form of like it's like a journal about your learning, language learning and teaching portfolio. Okay, I don't think teaching, I would say language learning portfolio. Because every human being, we have different way of learning, obviously, right? Some like to learn with a very noisy environment, and some would want to learn language by talking alone in front of a mirror. Okay, macam-macam. And what are the reasons for you to learn second language? Okay, I'm talking about second language over here. Okay, so you can either choose your second language or your third language. Okay. Okay. Okay, yang ni kita consider second language. The psychological factor ni second language. We want to know what are the motivation behind you wanting to learn English. Ataupun macam when I saw the apa tu video mengenal apa ahli keluarga ABK yang your junior buat. Masa time you tak ada lah video-video gitu tau. Have you seen their video? Have you seen their video?
No, ma'am.
No, madam.
You haven't? Oh, you should see your junior apa tajuk video dia? Berkenalan ahli keluarga ABK. What's their name? Where did they come from? Why do they join band? So some of them give the reasons why they join a band is because they wanted to apa dia cakap to improve their English language. Itu. So that's the motivation. So what motivates you to learn English language? Maybe you suka cikgu tu ke, maybe you find that I don't know, you want to travel around the world ke. Okay, alright. So yang ni you akan cakap, you akan start buat you punya journal. Okay, so this has to be individual. So I've already plotted in the in the instruction what must you put. Okay, satu gambar you mesti ada. It must be with a lot of other pictures. Okay. Okay. Lepas tu dekat chapter 5, individual differences, we're gonna learn on the assessment. How do you assess yourself? That day when we learn about brain, neuro apa dah kita buat hari tu? Right and left. So left is more on language, right? So left, right, brain dominance. Are you a VAK or KAV or AVK? So we can assess this. Okay. We will go one by one. So today, let's have a look at behavioral perspective. So I'm going to stop sharing this one because I strongly believe that you guys have this. So talking about this journal ni, you got to start satu-satu. Maknanya habis topik on human learning, this is like an introduction about yours. Okay, lepas tu kita masuk on individual differences, then you tak sambung lagi. Okay, don't ask me yet on the due date. Okay. Lepas tu kita habis yang ni dan kita masuk yang affective factors. Habis. So it's like a journal. Okay. Alright. Any questions so far? Don't ask me on the due date yet. I'll show you the what do you call that? The instruction later. I'll share later. Okay.
Madam,
Yeah.
it starts this week. The journal?
Journal tu, sekejap minum air. Journal tu, yeah, you can start on your own at any time that you like. Tapi kita habis satu, then you start typing. You not by right you have to type lah because you have to return it. You have to submit it to me in the form of writing. Okay, so you can start slow. Macam mana cara nak buat journal tu? It's like a journal. A journal. I nak tunjuk contoh satu je. Mana contoh? I'll share later contoh journal tu. Sangat cantik. Okay, macam mana dia belajar. Okay, nanti I tunjuk yang you punya senior buat dulu.
Alright,
Sangat
madam.
cantik. Okay, I'll snap some photo. I'll share I'll share in Telegram. Okay? Okay. So far so good, everybody. I nak sambung chapter 1. 70 online je I nak sambung chapter 1. Save. Allah Rabbi. Human learning. I think I've shared this in the clip. I've shared this in clip, right? Tapi ni macam lain je. Oh gosh. Jap. Sama tak? Sama, okay. Have you seen this slide on clip? This slide. Mana slide tu? Ni. Have you seen this slide? I think I've shared it on clip. On human learning.
Madam, when did you upload this?
Apa dia? What is it?
When did you uploaded this slide?
No, it was there long time ago. Masa saya ajar last semester, the previous year, yang you punya senior. Ke I hide from you? I check. Aku hide ke?
I think madam hide, madam.
I hide. Ya Allah, jahatnya aku. Okay, guys. Okay, wait. Let me log in. I share. Yeah, we are supposed to hide. Or else nanti, aku dah baca semua. What for you attending class? Sekejap I hide ke? Oh, style and strategies tak hide pula. Masya Allah. Okay, sabar. Okay, it is in the ni. I edit. Show. Dah ada. Okay, dah. It's on clip. Okay, nanti you boleh download Okay, but I share this one with you. Okay, so now we are dealing with human learning. Okay, we've done this one before. I cuma masukkan tajuk dia human learning and acquiring English, because this subject is particularly designed for those who would want to venture into education field, like being a teacher, macam mana nak jadi cikgu, okay, nak jadi lecturer. So this is like a must have knowledge. Okay, alright. But I add in my slide, but not only for teaching per se, but for band students, if you are interested to become a trainer, consultant later on, this might help you in a way, especially when you look at in the next chapter, whereby on on strategy to be used. Individual differences dulu. Individual differences, you would want to determine your audience. Let's say nanti you nak jadi trainer kan, or consultant, you are being hired to train staff from Petronas contohnya. So you kena kajilah latar belakang staff tu, dia punya nature of job tu lebih kepada visual ke kinesthetic ke, you get what I mean. So this information is interrelated. Sama juga dengan the strategies to be used. When you become a trainer, you dah tahu client you, then you can plan what kind of strategies that you want to use. Strategi yang mana? Lebih kepada kognitif ke, social constructivist ke, you nak guna strategies based instruction yang macam mana. Okay, individual ke, group ke, pair ke, what kind of language activities to enhance their English language. Okay, so jangan cakap I don't want to be a teacher so I don't have to learn this subject. In a way it's related. Okay, sama juga nanti kalau you buat iklan pun, iklan contohnya. Okay, what kind of audience that you are targeting. So ayat-ayat yang macam mana you nak guna. Okay, alright, so I just letak kat sini je lah. It's related language, learning and training. Okay, now when we talk about theories of learning, dia tak lari, mesti 3 tu je. There must be 3, which are, we have covered this. Okay, behavioral, cognitive and social constructivist. So behavioral is individual, dia seorang. Social dia kata cognitive related to brain, how you think, yang ada universal grammar dulu, right? And then number 3 is social constructivist. This one means when you learn a language, you need people around you to groom you to enhance your language more. Means you cannot improve your English language if you only speak in front of the mirror alone. Itu maksud dia. Okay? So, okay, so far so good. If you want to ask question, you just type in chat, okay? Or you can jump in anytime, okay? But give us some clue, okay? Alright. So, in behaviorists, you need to know who are behind this. So, kita tengok Pavlov's and Skinner. I think I've covered this. Kita dah cover kan? So, I'm going to skip this one, okay? Alright, you boleh baca sendiri. Kalau aku buat sekarang ni, korang selamat tak payah baca untuk test esok, lusa. So when we talk about cognitive perspective, people behind the scene adalah Uzubels. Uzubel talk a lot about meaningful learning, how to make learning meaningful. And constructivist is Roger on humanistic psychology. Okay, dia ada Carl Roger, dia ada Paulo, dia ada Lev Vygotsky. Okay, tapi I tulis satu je. Okay, that does not mean I'm gonna test on Roger je, no. Okay, alright, so let's have a look at behaviorism. Kita ulang je. So the keyword is imitation, reinforcement, repetition, and they are the process of habit formation. Okay, I don't want to go in depth. So they're looking at Pavlov's classic lah. Dia involuntary association of stimulus and response. Okay, go back to yang behaviorism ni, imitation, reinforcement, repetition and habit formation. So if you guys watch cerita Helen Keller, semua tengok kan, I've read some, tapi dia yang korang tulis tu terlalu theoretical. I cuba nak baca macam from your perspective. You faham tak? Macam jangan terlalu teori. Oh, I noticed this girl dia macam ni bila dia macam ni. So I was hoping to be reading macam like a review. Contohnya, okay. Aku nak buka. Okay. So I'm in my room now. So contohnya macam cerita Helen Keller. So how does this kita panggil apa tu, Keller, this social worker ni, when she teach this lady ni who's blind ni, kenapa dia kata imitation and reinforcement? Sebab when you want to say the word A, dia pegang tangan ni, because she cannot see, so she only have senses. So dia pegang tangan, A is like this, right? A is like this. So macam mana dia nak tahu A? Because she cannot see. So what she can do is that put it on her palm like this, and then she rub. So that's a reinforcement there, and she will imitate it many times. So this is C-A-T. Dia tak dengar, cannot see, but she can know that C-A-T, cat. Something like that. Alright? So that's why I want to relate with which theory that relates a lot with Helen Keller movie. I nak tahu you punya explanation je lah, okay? The imitation happens when she repeat reinforcement. If the contohnya macam dia nak makan, kan, you tengok tak? And then she will throw everything because she doesn't like. So social worker ni kata, no, you tak akan. She will not give until she will sit politely. Korang tengok tak cerita tu sebenarnya?
Yes, madam.
Kan?
Yes, madam. Yes, madam. Quite interesting.
Yes. Okay, so kalau saya lah being a trainer later on, kalau kita ada trainee kita yang they don't want to learn, they don't want to participate in your training session, macam tu je buat hal sendirinya, what must you do, something like that, right? Sebab tu dia dapat Nobel Prize kan, this social worker ni, secontoh. So that is a behaviorism punya teori. Nak tutup video ni, my video, because internet is not good in UNIZA. Even though there's no student, internet is not good. I'm not recording this, so don't worry. Okay, I don't want to discuss this. You can download this slide later on. You can read it on your own. Okay. I am interested with cognitive lagi on, or unless you wanna ask something, you boleh baca je. Okay, Uzbel's meaningful learning, how to make the learning meaningful. So yang meaningful ni is very much related with cognitive. Okay. So Uzbel ni very much influenced by the work of Piaget. Okay, so what is the theory behind meaningful learning? Okay, this one kita baca because this one is very much related to the journal that you are going to do later. So I can't wait to read your journal. Okay, so it's concerned with how students learn large amount of meaningful material. So macam mana how do you determine?
Tunggu dia mak.
Is everything okay on your side? Siti, okay tak? Adik kau bising
Ya, madam.
Oh, jangan marah dia orang. Dia orang gaduh. Bekeng kat you. That's why I lari. My kids at home, I tak tahulah what happened to them at home. Hantar diorang. Okay, anyway, where was I? Okay, concerned with how students learn large amount of meaningful material. Now, my question to you is, how do you determine that material is meaningful or not? I repeat, how do you determine whether the material that you are learning is meaningful or not? So masa you belajar dulu, cikgu you guna method yang macam mana in learning English that you find it's very meaningful? Cikgu saya suka berjoget and she loves to sing. So I find that English is a very interesting subject because happy je. You don't have to memorize sifir, you don't have to remember the names, but nama-nama sejarah semua. That is meaningful to me. So how about you? Alright? Okay, in learning activities. Okay, ini you kena buat lah Okay, meaningful learning results when new information is acquired by linking the new information in the learner's own cognitive structure, which means masa cikgu you ajar dulu in a very meaningful way, and bila you balik or you go to konteks yang betul, you can apply that using your own kognitif. Oh, aku dah belajar. Okay, kalau dia past tense, dia mesti gini. Something like that. Okay? Especially grammar. Contohlah, grammar. There is no rigid rules. Especially past tense. Dia tak kata semua past tense kena DED. So macam mana how can you like relate what you've learned? Past tense tu telah lepas, and then how do you put it in the context? Okay, it is meaningful. Dia ada 4 elemen. Elemen yang kedua, when new information is provided, link with the new information in your own cognitive structure. Yang ketiga is that learning is based on representational, superordinate and combinatorial processes. Apa benda tu? What does it mean? Representational, superordinate and combinatorial. What does it mean? Anybody? Kalau dia tak baca, dia memang ada masalah ni. What does it mean? Korang, are you there?
Yes, madam.
Ya. Humaira, macam Pontianak. What does it mean by it has to be representational? Dia kena subordinate and combinatorial processes.
Sorry, madam, sorry.
I don't get you. Are you okay? Can you just type chat? Okay, I tengok chat, ada chat kat sini. Tak ada pun. Tak ada. Okay, Humaira raise a hand. Yes, Humaira, what do you want to say?
Oh no, madam, my line is
Okay, tak apa.
not okay, madam. The mic is keep turning on and off.
Okay. Tak apa. Okay. What does it mean? Maknanya, cikgu tu, the learning process that been carried out in class by the teacher tu, dia sangat contextualize. Meaning, let's say you want to teach about world of knowledge. I'm talking about kalau you nak jadi cikgu lah, you nak ajar budak-budak. Apparently you are now teaching in East Coast lah kata. Lepas tu you akan belajar you belajar kat Malaysia je, okay? You're teaching in Malaysia. Kalau you tengok buku teks Darjah 3 ke Darjah 2, Darjah 3, dia cakap pasal one of the topics about around you or something like that. And then dalam buku teks tu dia tulis learning about weather, 4 seasons. Okay, benda tu kalau if you were to teach that in Malaysia, boleh ajar tak you rasa? On the 4 seasons tu. Autumn, winter, spring and summer.
Just for extra knowledge maybe, madam.
Betul extra knowledge, but betul it's an extra knowledge, but how you want to introduce that to the students, for the young kids?
Maybe show them some video or pictures.
Okay, I think snow tu winter tu, I think they can relate. Maybe majority of the children in the world have watched Frozen, so dia boleh relate. Okay, what about summer and autumn? Macam mana you nak cerita? You being an educator, how do you want to train?
Madam,
Sebab
the
dia tak represent
of tree.
apa dia?
Tree.
Macam mana?
Like in summer the tree is thriving and then slowly following the season. Like that lah madam.
Betul, because we have that schemata. Kita ada. The kids, dia tak represent the weather in Malaysia. Kita cuma ada hujan lebat, kita ada panas. Kita tak ada, we don't have other seasons. So dia tak represent. You get what I mean? Do you understand or not? So meaningful tu dia mesti represent. Mesti
So
contextual. Meaning?
Meaning that because they can't experience that feeling, madam, the feeling of the weathers, of the seasons.
Boleh. That's why dalam buku teks tu, dia terus start dengan the 4 seasons. So if you were kita kata cikgu yang hebat, you don't jump right away to the 4 season. You can start off telling about weather in Malaysia, and then you widen their knowledge to, well, other countries experience 4. Maknanya in your learning, in your strategy tu, you don't do something which does not represent. Contoh macam ni. Macam okay, can you hear my voice?
Yes, madam.
Okay, madam.
Okay. Let's say when you teach tajuk dia tentang theme park. You ajar budak-budak nelayan ni, do they have the schemata, the visualization of theme park? Tak ada, because I don't think that they have the salah saya lah if I were to judge, but I can generalize that they're not familiar with theme park. You get what I mean? Because it doesn't represent their environment. So meaningful learning theory is, it has to ada unsur-unsur representational. It has to be contextualized. Meskipun tajuk tu, let's say about technology, ada orang yang tak suka, but how you relate to make it meaningful.
Madam.
Yeah?
Meaning it has to like relate with our prior experience and knowledge.
Yeah, very good. Yes. Dan dia mesti relate to schemata, but they don't have, but you can bring it to them. Janganlah, you have to widen their knowledge in a way. Okay? Kalau contoh dalam buku teks sekarang ni, buku teks budak-budak sekolah rendah sekarang ni, I'm not condemning Malaysia, tapi cuma I rasa sayang sebab kesian cikgu-cikgu ni jugalah to teach, okay? One of the book tu, cerita dia bagus. Dia cerita tentang world of knowledge about your surrounding. I mean, you punya living room, you punya housing area dalam rumah lah. Dia start dengan housing area, lepas tu dalam rumah. Dia cakap lah ada living room which is related, ada bilik, ada bedroom, ada toilet, ada kitchen. Tiba-tiba ada attic. How do you want to explain the attic? You faham tak? Ada attic. Lepas tu ada benda lah. Adalah dalam buku tu. I find it macam teachers have to be creative lah. So tunjuk-tunjuk rumah dekat Malaysia, rumah dekat in other parts of the world. Okay? You don't stop them. Knowledge you mesti sampaikan, but first thing first, it has to represent them first. It has to relate to their environment dulu, then you open up. Okay? Alright. Last one is the primary process in learning is subsumption. Apa maksud subsumption tu? If it's in the book, it's on page 83. Dalam buku ni, Dia kata dia macam do you guys have a book with you? You guys ada dalam bentuk soft copy I have hard copy. It's stated here, meaningful learning or subsumption may be described as a process of relating and anchoring new material to relevant established entities in cognitive structure. As new material enters our perceptual field, it interacts with and is appropriately subsumed under. Apa maksud dia ni? So dia bagi dalam bentuk blok-blok macam ni. So macam kena buka video lah kot. I don't know that whether you have hard copy, but I have hard copy with me. Dia bagi dalam bentuk gambar macam ni. Can you see? You nampak kan?
Yes,
So,
madam.
masa new information masuk, everything is like haywire. Okay, it's like haywire. Then when you have this subsumption, dia dah tersusun dah knowledge tu. You can letak. Okay, kalau contoh you ajar tentang time kot. If it's at kat mana, nak guna in kat mana, nak guna on kat mana, something like that. Okay. This is before, then it becomes meaningful bila dia dah subsumption, in which new material is related to relevant ideas in the existing cognitive structure in a non-verbatim basis. Macam tadi jugalah. Yang nombor 4 tadi, yang ni, dia kena localize. Yang ni localize. Yang nombor 4 ni dia mesti ada skemata. Something like that. Okay? Okay tak? Korang kena baca lagi lah. Okay? Alright. Okay, next is almost 4. Okay, tadi alamak. Okay, when we
Madam,
talk about
Madam, may I know which book did you refer to, Madam, just now?
the one that I shared with you,
Yeah,
buku ni lah,
Douglas.
buku
Is it Brown?
Douglas Brown. Brown je yang cerita pasal principle ni. I'm using Brown.
Because okay. No, I'm just confirming because in the PDF version, like it's on the other page.
Okay. Maybe because this one is, I don't know which, because it's photocopied. I did not print out which version edited yang keberapa, 6th edition ke 5th edition ke, I tak tahu. Okay, but you can find it on learning under cognitive. Okay, so when we talk about when we talk about cognitive, we are talking about kita punya thinking lah, right? So there is an element of forgetting, but then we call it as systematic forgetting. Macam mana you can how can you systematically forget? Macam mana?
It's interesting, madam.
What does it mean by rote learning? What is rote learning?
Is it learning the same thing over and over again, madam?
Dia macam betul lah, dia menghafal.
It's like a short-term memory, kind of keeping it that way.
Rote learning is actually macam you hafal aja. It's like verbatim. That is rote learning, right? Betul tak? Rote learning.
Malaysia educational system.
Macam mana?
Is it like in classroom when you only memorize, you don't understand but you memorize?
Exactly. Yeah. Macam mana I tersalah ni? Sekejap, I kena stop sharing sebab I tersalah tekan. Okay, there you are. Okay, you just hafal. You just hafal. For example, like this book. You hafal aja teks tu, but you don't know what is it. You tak tahu. You don't know. Okay? I bagi contoh. Dia kata kat sini, why do we forget things? A behavioral explanation cites infrequency of input, the cessation of practice and lack of reinforcement. You baca verbatim je. That is rote learning. Soalan tanya lain, you jawab lain. That is rote learning. So, it does not connect with your cognitive structure. Because it is related when, yang tadilah, when it becomes meaningful. Yang 4 tadi tu. You get me? You faham tak?
The representation subordinate and tu madam.
Macam mana?
The four ones tu.
For once.
The
I plus I tu. Apa dia? I tak dengar you.
The madam said yang related to the four earlier tu.
Yang 4 tadi tu. So rote learning ni, kalau you hafal, you sekadar hafal je lah. Normally we hafal about, contoh when kita hafal selalunya kita hafal. Kalau budak-budak yang belajar, yang akan nak jadi ustaz-ustaz tu, dia akan belajar, dia akan hafal hadis lah, hadis, ayat-ayat Quran, the related ones. Kalau lawyer, they will have to remember in the whole thing about act. Akta 1.3 ni pasal apa, akta ni pasal apa. So that is root. Okay, itu kalau if it's related dengan benda tu lah. So kalau language ni, because language is not rigid. Maksudnya you guna language to communicate and it is based on context, right? Betul tak? Kalau skrip tu, let's say kalau you ajar, kalau for training, let's say later on nanti you akan jadi trainer lah. You kan ajar untuk, let's say yang ni I'm talking about the training that I had with police officers. Okay, boleh saya cerita kejap ke? Boleh I'm relating this with my experience. Kita ajar dia orang, we teach them, we share with them communicative skill in terms of yang dekat resep polis dekat balai kan, kalau dia jumpa if because they once in a while they will be attending to tourists if should they have complaints. Okay, so kita bagilah skrip, kita kata hello, let's say greeting lah, dia start off with greeting. So kita ajarlah dia, you must start with greeting, hello, good morning, good afternoon, gitu. Padahal kita pun bagilah skrip tu, those phrases tu. Lepas tu because diorang, it's very rare that they meet the tourists every day. Mungkin sebulan sekali pun tak jumpa kan, but we give them that script. So what happened was, kita pun bagilah script. Kita kata kalau you jumpa orang, greeting tu is a must versed dialogue, apa gitu kan. So good morning, itu kita cakap lah, how can I help you sir, is there anything else? Kita bagi yang tu. So diorang like say they tampal lah kat dekat depan tu, like say when they meet the tourist tu, dia cepat buka macam, let's say kita panggil apa tu, macam guidelines lah for them to say. So datanglah this ni dah tersasul kan, because kita sebut greeting, good day, good afternoon. Kebetulan masa tu pukul berapa dia cakap khabar tu pukul 2. So dia cakap good afternoon, what can I do for you? Betul dah, what can I do for you? I would like to report. Yes sir. So bila kita dah bagi ayat yang sama, yes sir, okay sir, so bila dia report, the officer tu ulang yang sama lah. Oh yes sir, okay sir, you get what I mean? Sebab they don't really use it. That's why dia kata kat sini, dia ada infrequency of input. Okay? So dia kata rote learning ni, they don't interact with cognitive structure. Okay? Sebab dia menghafal. Dia tak connect. So meaningfully, learning materials should be relevant and cumulatively established system in cognitive structure. Susah lah saya ambil dalam buku ni juga sebenarnya. Maksud kat sini dalam buku ni, it's on page 85, dia kata kenapa dia akan jadi systematic forgetting, because okay, I baca this is on line number 2 ya. Dia kata a cognitive perspective takes much broader view. Kita akan ingat sebab because it is due to this element. Number 1, saliency. SALIENCY. What does it mean by saliency? Relevance, emotion, and the strength of anchoring mental sets that capture a trace of memory. Contohnya, pernah tak you duduk saja-saja, you pun tiba-tiba dengar lagu ataupun bau something, it reminds you of something. Maksudnya, bila kejadian tu berlaku, dia ada elemen-elemen yang I cover tadi tu lah, yang menyebabkan you ingat that one incident contohnya. Okay, so systematic, it becomes systematic forgetting because it doesn't interact cognitively during the learning process. Okay. Okay, so adalah dalam ni dia kena everything when you learn, you have to be proactive. You kena jadi proactive. Okay.
I have a question.
Yeah.
Can rote learning become meaningful learning, madam? Like if we keep repeating the same thing, right? Like lama-lama nanti tahu juga. Macam you can remember the meaning. Let's say for hafazan, right, just now. If we keep repeating,
kalau
remember it.
Boleh. Macam ni, I have one master student. Saya ada seorang master student. He's from Qatar. Nama dia Himdad. He is kita panggil dia khatib. Dia seorang khatib. Lepas tu he stays in Penang for quite a while. Dia kata dia mengajar dekat ni. Lepas tu dia nak jadi khatib. Lepas tu dia pun nak buat master dia in leadership. Dia kata okay, leadership you nak buat discourse boleh. Apa tanya dia, okay, you nak buat pasal apa? Dia nak cakap pasal, sebab dia setiap kali dia bagi khutbah, dia kata dia bagi khutbah tentang Prophet Muhammad. I kata boleh, you nak buat boleh. I kata you cuba strengthenkan you punya bidang, you buat discourse tentang Prophet Muhammad in terms of leadership tentang apa, I kata. Okay, lepas tu you relate dengan ayat-ayat Quran. So that's what he's doing. Now he's doing on leadership of Prophet Muhammad through cara dia menjawab soalan. Jadi bila nak jawab soalan mesti relate dengan hadis kan? Hadis, Quran. So that part that you have to rotely learn. You get what I mean? Dia akan jadi cantik lah. Because tapi dia akan relate juga dengan bidang you. Okay?
Understood, madam. Thank you.
Okay, alright. Okay, one more thing. Sekarang ada berapa orang? Itu jawab 74. Okay, so one more thing. In this book, it talks about cognitive pruning. I tak letak kat sini, but I find it very interesting. I repeat, I don't know the page, but on my book is page 86. How do we conceptualize the second stage of subsumption? First stage tadi dia kena proaktif. Stage yang kedua kita kena we have to use cognitive pruning. Apa maksud cognitive pruning? You know what prune is? Prune, P-R-U-N-E.
It's when you cut the unwanted part in a plant, I think.
Very good. Kalau tukang kebun kan, dia ada this bed of plants, and suddenly ada yang keluar sikit tu, you got to prune them out. You kena buang. Same goes with your cognitive. So you need to prune. How do you prune that? You need to eliminate unnecessary clutter to clear the way for more growth. How to do that? How to do that? How to do this? Dia bagi contoh kat sini I read for you, okay? Examples of pruning in the development of concept. Learning that a cup of hot tea, a pan of boiling water or an iron, for example, can cause excessive pain is a cognitive process. Meaning, everything that indicate hot, like hot coffee, pan of boiling water and iron can cause excessive pain if you accidentally touch it or whatsoever, okay? So a small child's first exposure to such heat may either direct contact or verbal don't touch. Stigma mak Malay Asian parent. No. Okay? Don't touch. Hot. Betul tak? Okay? Okay. So after a number of exposures to such hot things, the child begins to form a concept of hotness by clustering experiences together and forming a generalization. Nampak tak dia prune tu, semua benda yang panas-panas tu adalah hot. Tu dia prune, dia clusterkan benda tu. Okay, anything than that tak panas. Alright? Okay, but as time goes on, the bits and pieces of experience that actually build the concept are slowly forgotten. Okay? Adalah dalam buku ni, so you've got to read this book. Okay, cognitive pruning. Okay. So, do you drag the ball to another part? Okay. Have you experienced any events or any condition whereby you forget things when you learn the language or when you want to use the language in context?
Every single time.
Oh no. Normally when we do presentation, because it's always mental block, right? Or you got tongue tied, tu kita mulalah lupa. Alright? Okay. Ada, but not all the time. When you are nervous, when you are anxious, ada. Alright. Next is humanistic psychology. Roger ni, it's under social lah. Okay. This one involves more on learning process. Okay, Kak Roger ni memang very famous lah. Okay, dia akan tengok dari sudut. Kak Rogers ni dia tengok dari sudut social constructivist. Okay. Okay, ayat kat sini ni. For a person to grow, they need an environment that provides them with genuineness, acceptance and empathy. So, there are many approaches if you want to learn English language. You can orang kata benda macam Alan lawyer tu, you kenal tak dia yang rambut putih tu? Alan ke nama dia? What's his name?
Alan
You kenal
Razak
tak? Alan yang rambut panjang, rambut putih tu. Dia kawan baik dengan Siti Kasih. But I love listening to his dalam ML Studio. You guys tengok tak ML Studio? Dia cakap lah how he can be proficient in English language sebab dia baca kamus je. There's no other way but he always flip through the dictionary. Wherever he goes, dia kata dictionary tu dah macam Quran, dah macam Bible dia kata. He will flip through. So that is his approach. So some person grow in terms of language by themselves. Tapi ideally, Kak Rogers cakap, if you want to establish more, you need an environment to push you. Okay? Ada orang suka belajar bahasa Inggeris tengok cermin je. Somebody needs to talk because when somebody can answer, that means the message is sent across, something like that. Okay? That is from Kak Rogers. Okay. So focus more on learning rather than teaching because we exchange, okay, and a role of ada banyaklah peranan kat situ. They are the fancy, then they are becoming very empathy. Okay, apa lagi what else slide saya banyak ni tadi so I'm gonna stop until because it's 4 o'clock. Is your internet okay ke tak lagi ni?
Madam.
Okay je.
Okay, so I sambung sikit. Okay, I sambung sikit lagi. Okay, I try to finish now. We go to the type of learning. Type of learning. Sebelah telefon ID ada webinar going on. Okay, type of learning. This is under fundamental concept in human learning. My book is on page 893. This hierarchical learning theory is demonstrated by shared by, I don't know how to pronounce his name, Robert Gagné or Gang, I can't pronounce his name, 1965. So he listed out 8. He listed out 8 universal types of human learning. Ada 8 The first, dia ada konsep dia. Number 1 is signal learning. Okay, signal learning. I tak letak dalam slide I. Did I? Oh tak. Ada. Ni. Okay. Can you see my slide? Nampak kan? Okay. So the most is signal learning. Signal learning ni dia kata, okay, attending to something in one's environment. Music, you learn best when you have music, animal sound, human voices. You remember, it can retain in your memory pretty well. Okay, this is a typical Pavlovian classical conditioning. Okay, where human notice and attend to human language. Okay, signal learning. The next layer is stimulus or response learning. At this stage, the learner makes a response to a discriminated stimulus. Contohnya, you notice then you respond. You notice then you respond. It's a two-way communication going on. Okay? And then the psychomotor. Ni related lah. Dia bagi pada 3. Signal learning. Okay, this one is signal learning. Yang ni. Stimulus, psychomotor dengan verbal ni more to behavioral aspects. Okay. You're giving response. So when you are giving response, obviously your psychomotor and your verbal, it happens at the same time. Alright. And then moving on to multiple discrimination. Multiple discrimination is ni dah jadi macam pyramid kan? Multiple discrimination is learning to make different responses to many varying stimuli. Okay. Contohnya this one ni when you want to pay particular close attention to the certain environment. Kalau dia tanya contohnya kalau dia tanya the context is in an interview ke, you dah discriminate dah, you are focusing on one particular thing. Okay, dia bagi contoh kat sini, linguistic application, noticing differences between or among sounds. So macam you buat listening test lah. Okay, words or phrases that are similar. Contohnya ice cream, you scream, we all scream for ice cream. Is it scream or ice cream? Something like that. Okay, ice cream or ice cream. So you are paying focus attention. Then we go on to concept learning. This is toward the peak, yeah. Concept learning, when you try to make a common response to a class of stimuli, though the individual members of that class may differ widely from each other. Contohnya macam ni lah, concept learning macam sweet. Sweet. Sweet ni coklat ke, pasangan tu sweet ke, aktiviti yang dia buat tu sweet ke. You get what I mean? Okay? Alright. Ataupun dalam buku ni dia bagi hot. Okay, that's a chat. Sekejap. I baca sekejap. That's a question. Slownya internet ni. Okay, it's a 99 in PDF. Okay, thank you. Okay. Then, moving on to the tip, tadi concept when you are trying to associate. Now, principal learning. Principal learning ni, a chain of two or more concepts, a cluster of related concept. Contohnya, ini susah lah sampai I think some of us also encounter this difficulty to distinguish between regular, irregular verb. Okay? I nak eja macam mana, IED ke, D ke, T ke, things like that. So, there must be a principle, especially for regular, irregular verbs too. Okay, kids are having problem with that area. Okay, last but not least, ni yang paling tinggi ni hierarchy ni by Robert ni, dia kata adalah problem solving. This one is more towards kalau you belajar metaphor, you belajar idiom, you know, that high level of phrases tu kan, how do you apply those in a normal conversation like this? Kalau bahasa Melayu pun you selalu tak pakai I dah page 23, page 22 of my slide. Banyak lagi ni. Nak habiskan ni? Nak habiskan? If you're okay, I nak habiskan. Guys.
I'm okay, madam.
I'm okay, madam.
Yeah, what about others? My concern is your internet connection. You jangan salah faham ya. My concern is your internet connection. Kalau tak benda ni you boleh baca je sebenarnya, because it's not difficult. Dekat language aptitude di semua ni. So I'm gonna rush. By 4:30 kita stop, okay? Because I am so concerned I'm so concerned with the current situation now. Okay, jangan cakap banyak, madam. Okay, now moving on to transfer and interference. So masa you belajar, there must be couple of times you come across challenges, okay, in learning language. So some of them are like transfer, interference, overgeneralization. Okay, transfer, what do you know about transfer? Positive transfer, dia ada positive transfer ni, retroactive transfer. Transfer refers to carry over of previous performance or knowledge to subsequent learning. You transfer je, you tahu plus 10 tu D, ED, then you nak transfer, you want to, tapi tu overgeneralize, you want to transfer. Okay? So dia ada positive transfer. Dia ada positive transfer, then dia ada negative transfer. Positive transfer is prior knowledge benefit the learning task. I'm trying to find the ada kat sini. My book is on page 95. I don't know about your book. Dia bagi kat sini contoh. Okay, dia kata dia ada positive and then dia ada tak ada, sorry. There's no transfer here. Dia ada interference. Interference is normally from mother tongue. Okay? Okay, so ada positive transfer, ada negative transfer. Positive transfer it becomes positive when you transfer from you can transfer the previous item correctly. You can apply correctly in the new subject matter. Then interference, ada first apa tu, mother tongue punya interference. Oh, ada kat sini, sorry, ada. Dia kata macam ni, 8-year-old Kaliana has already learned to ride a bicycle and now attempts to ride her newly acquired skateboard. Oh, so dia nak transfer macam mana nak ride bicycle dengan skateboard. So bila dia apply ride bicycle dengan skateboard, it becomes
Negative transfer.
no, she positively transfer the psychomotor process. Mengayuh, menggerakkan kaki tu betul dah. Dia positif. It become negative bila the experience of steering. Kalau bicycle, you got to steer you got to coordinate your hand and your leg movement. But skateboard, it's purely your leg, right? Itulah. So it becomes negative bila you cuba nak steer according to the experience and you ride bicycle. Okay. Next is the overgeneralization. Overgeneralization sangat senang. Overgeneralization ni macam yang ni common. Overgeneralization ni common. Contohnya past tense. Semua past tense kena ada ed, something like that. Okay? Alright, moving on. Okay. Ada dah kat situ. I tak belek pun. Okay, this is interference. Walaupun namun begitu. Okay, ada dah. Okay, then we have inductive and deductive reasoning. So when you generalize, in the generalizing process, you have inductive and deductive reasoning. What makes you generalize? Is it due to inductive process or you do it deductively? Okay, so inductively, it's inductive is specific to general, deductive from general to specific. Okay, I think you boleh baca je kat sini ni, senang lah. Okay, you boleh baca. Okay, next is I'm going to do the aptitude. Aptitude. What does it mean by aptitude? Sorry, I dengar azan. Sorry Okay. Now, what does it mean by aptitude? Apa beza aptitude dengan attitude? What is language aptitude? Anybody?
Is it like a language competence, madam?
Competence? Ya ke?
Madam, is it potential achievement? Potential achievement for ability or skill.
Mana you dapat tu? What does it say in the book? Language aptitude. Aptitude.
Madam,
Yeah?
is it how proficient we are in that kind of language?
It's not only proficient. It takes more than that.
Oh, okay.
For instance, Weihan, your English is good. But can you act proficiently? Can you act in an English drama? Or can you sing? Or can you deliver a poem? Can you recite poem?
I see.
You get what I mean or not? So
Yeah.
aptitude ni, betul. Dekat sini dia ada natural ability or skill. Betul. It's not only about proficient. It comes with other ability. Your English is good, but can you teach? Can you share? Can you become a trainer? Or can you be a politician when your English is good?
Okay,
Get,
okay, now I get it.
you get me?
Yeah, yeah.
Okay, all right, okay.
Thanks, madam.
Okay, so language aptitude refers to prediction of how well relative to other individuals and you can learn a foreign language in a given amount of time and under given condition. Okay, so it's your natural ability. Okay, you are competent in the language, grammatically correct. You are using a grammatically correct language. Grammatically, but if you want to be a successful, the ability to you sound like you sound like a native. Itu another aptitude. Okay, so in order for you to know the level of your language aptitude, you can go to these batteries. Number of batteries here means the test. Okay, the number one is METTL, aptitude test for language learning, or modern language aptitude test. Yang ni yang I jumpa lah. Apa tu? PIMS Leo language aptitude battery. This one is very good. Very good. Okay, you can try lab. Okay. Next is intelligence. Ada lagi 6 slide Okay, ada satu lagi. When you human learning is intelligent. Must you be prediction? Okay. Must you score high intelligence score for you to be able to learn language? What is the relationship between intelligence and L2 learning? Ada tak? Okay, right. So we have, when we talk about intelligence, kita ada IQ, kita ada EQ, kita ada juga multiple intelligence. Okay, you guys know this one, right? Berapa multiple intelligence kita ada? It's not necessarily satu arah. You can have, macam my brother, my dad always angry at him sebab dia, he cannot perform, but he's very good with band. So dia pandai ikut rentak band music. He's very good. So siapa yang ada prone to this musical movement, macam pop, he can follow the rhythm very well. He has this musical intelligence. So ada berapa? So these are 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Kalau orang tu dia okay, let's say all of us here we have linguistic intelligence. So kita boleh assess orang tu, what does it mean when they speak. Okay, for instance, the leaders when they deliver the speech, we can analyze. So kita ada linguistic intelligence. If mathematics dia pandai ni, dia boleh buat soalan test semua, so they are very good in maths. Musical, like I said tadi, so siapa yang contohnya dia suka activity like Zumba ke aerobic contohnya, even though dia newbies, bila dia masuk je Zumba tu, dia boleh follow the rhythm of the movement sebab dia boleh berkira something is going on in the brain. Dia boleh mengira. Okay, spatial, intrapersonal, dia boleh mengarang sendiri, dia boleh berhujah, bercakap, mengolah, bervlog, bercakap sendiri, dan dia boleh dia boleh buat vlog ke blog ke whatsoever. Interpersonal ni, this is what we are, I think the higher institution, KPT, KPM, industry are looking for these people who have good soft skills. So interpersonal ni soft skill. Dia pandai, dia jumpa orang tu, dia pandai cakap. Okay? Alright. So multiple intelligence. First, every individual possesses all 8 intelligence in varying amounts. Sebenarnya kita ada setiap, every bits and pieces we have. But we need to look at the certain level of competency in each. So among the 8 tu, yang mana you prone? Okay? Alright. Okay, you boleh baca lah ni. Okay, 3 more. Third, intelligence usually work together in complex ways. Then they are always interacting with one another. Yeah, you cannot be intelligent when you are alone. You need people. Okay? Fourth, there are many ways to be intelligent in each category. Okay, so you know your strength, you know which one is dominant. Please enhance more on that intelligence. Okay, and then for learning to occur, focusing on the strength and skill of the child gives the child motivation and opportunity. So same goes to you. So same goes to your future trainee nanti, your future student nanti. So if any of you get to be academician like me, to be trainer, nak jadi leader nanti, you know your audience apa, then you are able to grow or groom them. Okay, to learn in ways that the child learns best. Okay, ini macam kata-kata Khalifah Umar Abdul Aziz ke Umar Al-Khattab. Dia kata ajarlah anak-anak kamu mengikut zaman dia. So now zaman is technology. So how do you use technology to enhance language in children? You kena fikir okay, tak boleh dah guna pen and chalk and benda paper hitam tu. You cannot use that anymore. Okay, alright. So Gardner looks at learning through his model of multiple intelligences. Cerita ni cerita lama cerita pasal multiple intelligence ni lama ceritanya. So what I can conclude is that for human learning, there are a variety of learning activities. To be specific, that we can offer greater variety, greater variety to learn language through variety of activities. Looking at yang kita tengok tadi lah. Okay, alright. Last but not least, this theory of MY ni is a useful frame for thinking about inclusion of all students and increasing the range of learning experiences open to students. There must be questions later on. So kalau student tu dia ada pelbagai, macam mana? How can we make it variety in one class? It's going to be very difficult. Betul? But according to the study tadi, every one of us, we have every bits of the 8. So maksudnya semua orang boleh ikut. Everyone can. Okay, I guess I'm done on human learning. So later on, I will share with you what are the things that I want you to start off typing or jotting down in your journal. Okay, sekejap. I'm going to show you. Mana dah I letak tadi? Oh my goodness. Subhanallah. Mana? Okay. Are you guys still there? Okay, they are the one of the journal that I have. Cantik dia buat This is the journal yang dia buat. Sangat cantik. In the form of writing. Cuma dia tak ada gambar je. Okay, dia tulis. But I need something like this. Dia bertulis. Okay, ni buku dia. Masa tu it was you come to class and then you boleh lah tulis macam ni kan. Alright. Okay. Cantik tak? This is how they learn the language by communicating with others. Ni dia belajar through songs. Ada Siti Nurhaliza. Oh my god, I give A for this student. Cantik sangat dia buat. Okay, I have more. Sabar lah. Okay, yang ni menulis. Because at that time I gave freedom whether they want to write or they want to type. Yang ni bosan sikit lah. I couldn't find the one that I like. Semua sama buku macam ni Okay, buku dia tulis color-color. But ni bosan lah. Yang tadi tu lah, among the A's. Nantilah I cari lagi I share with you Couldn't find the one that I love tu memang lah. Because I keep on showing yang ni macam ni. Ni macam ni. Journal dia very simple. Ini kecil biji mata lah because it's very small. Okay, so it's about your profile, your language learning and acquiring profile. Okay, but I like this one the best lah. Ni contoh dia. Ada lagi satu, ada 3 orang. I couldn't find the 2, but this one is so nice. So nicely done. Okay. I'll give you the instruction later. I'll share. Same goes with the attendance hari ni, okay? In the Google form. Okay. Any questions? So hari ni satu chapter habis. My God. I'm proud of you guys. Okay. Any question? Then we call it off. Because it's more than 1 hour. I have 75. Can we like semua buka video because I want to snap your photo today? Boleh tak?
Dia bad connection. Cannot open camera.
Alah. Okay, buka semua orang. Buka lah. Mana? Nobody? Tak ada gambar ke? Kan. So mana gambar orang lain? Cepat. Mana gambar orang lain? Okay. Can you like share your picture, everybody? Tak ada? Cannot? Tak boleh, tak apalah. Dah, but I cannot see. Maybe internet kot. Tak apalah. Next time, Next time, okay? Okay, next time, Okay. So with that, you take care. I'll share with you later, alright? Take care. Okay, bye-bye. Assalamualaikum, everyone. If you don't understand,
Thank you.
okay, continue in Telegram, okay? Okay, bye-bye, everyone.
Bye. Thank you.
Bye.
Yeah, thank you.
Madam.
Okay, bye-bye.
Bye, madam. Thank you.
Okay, bye-bye.
Thank you, madam.
Okay, bye-bye.
Thank you, madam. Assalamualaikum.
Assalam.
Bye.